Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. Having survived a rather harrowing misadventure in the foyer, the atrium of the home of the former Lord of Louisiana, Lord Aishar, the intrepid group of undead miscreants has now proceeded upstairs onto the first landing of this multiple-story mansion lost deep within the swampy heartlands of Louisiana. You wend your way up the stairs into deep shadows all around you. You can feel an almost palpable sense of unpleasantness, as if you were walking through dank water. You feel it caress your skin softly. You feel it move along the backs of your neck, as if something like wet cloth were being softly, gently stroked against it. It's enough to elicit even a shudder from the most unfeeling, unflinching kindred. Until you will stand eventually at the top of the stairs. You will see that there are two doors on either side, two doors left and two doors right, and then there's a long straight landing that partitions into a T at the end. You're unable to see either left or right, further than the fact that there is an ability to turn. So, welcome to the scene. If anyone wishes to start shouting, I use powers, just feel free to shout at me.
I use powers.
I
There we
cast magic missile.
All right, you win.
Approaching
Yes.
the landing, I think we are. Let's go left.
Okay. Are you opting to not open any of the doors and you're just going to walk to the end of the hallway and turn left?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You will see stretched out ahead of you a much grander door made of black mahogany wood that has been painstakingly carved with images of people at prayer, people who have abased themselves before God and who are in genuflection for their souls. You also see a cross carved into the lintel above the doorway. Perhaps this was at one point the house's chapel.
Mm-hmm.
That is the door that is ahead to the left. On the right-hand side, because you can see down the corridor, there is another set of stairs that lead up.
Is there anything that's present that sort of stands out with the sort of prayer room?
The door is closed. You'd have to open the door to see it.
No, like the altar or the cross.
No.
Or am I misunderstanding it?
Oh no. You see, those are images carved into the door. Like it's really detailed woodwork.
Gotcha.
Basically carved into the door.
Okay.
But the door itself is closed.
Okay. Does the doorknob look aged, worn, or anything of that nature?
It definitely looks as though it has been used. Yes.
Can I activate heightened senses and see if I can hear beyond the door if there's anything?
Yeah, by all means. You knock on your heightened senses. Please make me a perception alertness roll with the difficulty. It would normally be difficulty 8 to hear through such a big ass door, but it gets lowered by 1 point for each point of all specs you have.
Okie doke.
So I'm not sure how much all specs you have off the top of my head.
I've got 2, so it'd be 6. Yeah.
Okay. And are you comfortable with our dice roller and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So it was perception and
alertness.
Alertness. Okay, so 6 dice.
What do your elven ears hear?
What do your elven ears hear, Legolas? That's 2 successes.
2 successes. There is no sound from beyond the doors. It's as quiet as a grave.
Good choice of words.
I do my best.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was abandoned. But we are examining an abandoned chantry.
Indeed.
I think Spudgun will activate Scry the Hearthstone. I believe I only need to spend a point of willpower for that. Hang on, let me look at the mechanics again.
I think you're right. I don't think there's a rollable. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Scry the Hearthstone lets you do what again?
it allows you to. Okay, let me look at the mechanics here. Can be used in anything up to the size of a cave complex, large theatre, or a mansion, yada yada. Character gains an innate sense of the location and approximate size and physical condition of all living or unliving beings within the structure.
Okay, cool.
If I want to pinpoint a specific location, or pinpoint a specific individual's location with a power, I need to roll perception awareness.
Okay. I will answer your question, and to answer your question, yes, it is a gargoyle power. Somebody diablerized a gargoyle.
Oh,
Stare.
well, I gotta say, I'm glad that I read the wiki. I guess.
Yeah.
God, they're diablerizing gargoyles.
Only they went down in one shot. It's probably the most unexpected thing that's ever happened to this character. Well, I say it's the second most unexpected thing. But anyway.
I mean,
yeah. So
no, you get that Faye bitch out of here. No buoy. No buoy.
Faye, get out of here.
I'm trying to think of a joke about getting
She's a
stoned.
Ravnos, for Christ's sake.
All right. So okay. Interestingly enough, Jason, you can only sense this floor of the building. You can't sense below you, and you can't sense above you, and you've got no idea why. You should be able to. As for on this floor, there is nothing living behind that door. There is nothing living on this floor whatsoever, other than your compatriots, and even then, living is a loose turn of phrase.
Yeah, it does say unliving as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hazard a guess and assume that. Well, I think with everything that Spudgun's encountered about the Tremere and what he already knows about Lord Ishar, he's probably going to figure that's, I don't know, maybe some sort of scrying thing or awards or whatever. But you know,
you can. Anyone who's interested can make a perception occult roll on the door in order to see if it is worded. That is something you can do.
Oh joy! Can I also try Shroud Sight for a minute, just because?
Okay.
You gotta be sure.
Yeah, by all means, knock on that sweet Shroud Sight.
Go, gadget.
Go get your Shroud Sight. Spudgun, with your 2 successes, the door is not worded.
that's like fine. Okay, I'll learn English eventually. Yeah.
This is for the door. That's quite good.
Yeah, with those 3 successes, the door is definitely not warded. Anyone who gets 2 successes on the roll will figure out the door is not warded.
Okay. I think I have to roll to activate Shroud Sight, if I'm correct. I can't remember, though.
Give me a second. Let's go to Vampire the Masquerade 20th edition.
So I got it.
Which school of necromancy is Shroud Sight again?
Path of Ash, I believe. No. There you go, Shroud Sight. Yeah, Ash Path, first one. Simple roll of perception plus awareness allows the necromancer to utilize Shroud Sight. Difficulty 7. Okay, so that's 6 dice.
It's not. It's actually difficulty 6. Oh wait, Emma. No, you're all right. My apologies. I was reading the wrong one. Continue.
Yeah, I got a 7, so it turns out.
There is nothing on the other side. There are no wraiths. Everything in the Shadowlands for this area of the building is entirely calm. Almost placid. Almost. No, I will give you this. It's almost too placid.
Yeah.
Considering there's been a lot of death and a lot of pain and a lot of really strong emotions here, it is far too calm.
You said there was nothing alive on the other side of the door, and I was just like,
Yeah. So does anyone attempt to open the door?
Yeah, let's open the door.
All right, then. You step inside. You are greeted by this. Oddly enough, as you step through, there is light streaming in from all of the stained glass windows that appears to be sunlight. However, it does not hurt any of you.
Oh.
We need to like recursively go.
I was going to
scuttle
say,
away.
please roll for Rush Shrek as you believe this is sunlight.
Oh, scuttles with malicious intent.
It will only be difficulty 4, but please make the roll. Courage.
Just before I do that, Emily's just going to say, "Oh no, not a fucking again."
This is in fact the same image of the same church. It's only because Evan only has so many
Yeah,
pictures.
because
Computer.
like this was the last time we almost got nuked out of existence. That was no fun.
To be fair, you almost got nuked out of existence because somebody decided, hey, that thing that's obviously infernal, let's put a Bible on top of it.
Like I said, not a fucking again.
Can I have an intelligence occult roll, please?
Yeah, sure.
I
I
have
succeed.
Okay.
I have a few laws that might be applicable.
Do you want to tell me what they are, or do you want to message me?
I mean, I don't care. I mean, well, I should message you because half of those might get me killed. All right, message is coming.
I mean, to be fair, you were like, hey, fucking Red Alistor, yeah, how's it going? Can I fucking have some forbidden shit? And she was like, sure you can, bro, huh?
She's just about to be like, knowledge. I keep a library in my garage.
Kind of how it happened. Not gonna lie.
A slight issue may have just popped up for me. I'm going to quickly check that, but I'll bring it up when I find it.
It would be under the first one, Anthony. Lord Thom will give it to you.
Delicious.
So roll me that in Lord Thom. If you get one success on the frenzy check, you're fine. You basically manage to wrestle control of your beast long enough to figure out, oh shit, this isn't real sunlight. Durr.
Neat.
Depending on the difficulty.
Difficulty will be 6.
2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay. Basically, Anthony, you know that it is entirely possible for a Thaumastus to simulate light in this way. So essentially, he has just enchanted the windows to stream in the light in order to create an illusion.
Gotcha.
I don't know if I can go in there
Why?
because I have Beacon of the Unholy.
There is nothing holy about this place whatsoever.
Thank God. I'm just going to waltz right in.
Yeah,
All right.
Sheriff walks in.
All right, so on okay, you guys will see the stained glass windows are beautiful, like thoroughly wonderful to behold. These are the work of master craftsmen who have labored long hours in their creation. However, they show distinctly odd scenes. For example, they show scenes of... One of them shows an image of a man stood over a cauldron as you see people's hands and limbs, and in some cases fanged maws, extrude from the inside, and there seem to be shrieking and wailing in agony. Another one depicts a woman with long black hair that seems to flow out from the paint, that seems to flow out from the glass. The light cut through it, creating dark shadows on the ground.
Kindred lore? Is this like historical scenes from Kindred, like history?
I'll give that to you. You can safely assume yes. Maybe not 100% sure. Some of them are more obvious than others. Like, you can assume that person, her name begins with an L, and you probably shouldn't say it out loud.
Probably not.
Oh yeah, that one.
Some of them you wouldn't know. Like, most of you are not familiar with some of the scenes. Like, you see kindred knights with blazing dragons on their heraldry, smiting down individuals. You see serpents coiling around thrones and set with various different gemstones and jewels. Everyone, make me a perception awareness roll. Difficulty 8 minus any dots of aspects you have. I'm looking at you, Francis. It'll require a threshold of 3 successes.
So Francis of the Filth.
Oh wow.
No, it's Francis if I have a billion dots of aspects.
So what was that? Intelligence plus what?
No, it's perception plus awareness, difficulty 8, requiring a threshold of 3 successes.
Okay, well that is.
Hey!
And you said
I get 4 successes. On 5 dice.
Fabulous.
That's
4
a-
successes.
For blasphemy.
Aspects.
I get 5 successes with no 6s. Just 5s and 3s and 4s.
That's
Alright.
a botch for me, Evan.
You're fucking. You know what? You know what? This cauldron, man. This is a pretty fucking sweet cauldron. For the rest of you, there's an almost palpable magical sense that you get coming from the pulpit, more specifically from a black leather-bound book that is seated on the pulpit. It almost resonates with power.
Yeah, I don't care. If anyone touches that book, they tell me first. I'm going to leave this room before you touch that book, okay?
Yeah, Spudgun's probably, if as soon as he sees that, he's probably just going to look to Emily and be like, no, 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 no.
Like I said, not a fucking again. I mean, you're free to handle that, but yeah, I'm just going to leave this room before anyone does anything.
Right,
Just-
I inquire as to what story you speak of. I'm not familiar with this.
By the way, Evan, you said -1 for each dot of Auspex that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. In that case, I looked out. I got 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you will all see the book. It is sitting there. It seems to be the focal point of the room. As you look at it more closely, you'll see it's not actually a whole book, but it is a book that has been pieced together from other books.
Let's go investigate, shall we?
Okay. As you take a step as you take a step up onto the pulpit, it's actually probably better that you did this because you might survive it. 10 out of 10.
Hooray!
You guys will see Bruce Lioncourt. This is a trick that Bishop taught me. I would like to thank you, Bishop. You will see him engulfed in bright green flames.
Nice.
That will inflict 5 levels of aggravated damage and will be difficulty 9 to soak.
Or I could just choose. I do have fortitude.
Yeah, you can bleed the point in if you want to auto soak.
Yeah, I bleed the point in. I have 6
Alright.
fortitude. It's not a problem. I'm fine.
Cool. Please roll me your Roshrek though at difficulty 9.
Oh, no.
Asshole.
I'm sorry, you're on fire, dog.
Fine.
There are layers to the suffering.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Do you choose to take another step up the lectern?
Let's not.
Alright, so he literally drops and rolls for about 5 seconds, like, nope.
I'm gonna vent you. We don't stop, drop, and roll. He just kind of pats himself off, like, okay, we're not doing it.
No, not today, Satan.
Has everybody got a long stick?
Said one got a long stick.
Oh, actually, that's a really good damn idea. Could I actually take the axe and kind of shimmy it off? Like, yoink.
I'm gonna say as you attempt to do that, the axe bursts into flames.
Fuck.
God damn it. I'll put my axe out, man. What?
Won't somebody please think of the axe?
God damn it.
So anything that comes even remotely near this book just bursts into flames.
Apparently.
You guys will start to hear something whispered on the wind, as if something is speaking from 1,000 different lips and 1,000 whispered voices, but they are all coming together to say the same thing.
It's free real estate.
God damn it.
Everyone in the room takes 20 unsoakable ag. We're done. No, okay.
And as they die, they go, it's free real estate.
I don't get the joke. Someone explain the joke to me.
What?
It's
Hey,
Let
very
me find.
American.
Let me find it for you. Yeah.
It's a free house, Jim.
Okay. You hear, carried on the breeze, they brought in the kingship clan, the clan of the beast, the clan of the moon, the clan of the hidden, the clan of the rose, the night clan, the clan of shapers, the snake clan, the clan of death, the healer's clan, the clan of the hunt, and the learned clan. They made a beautiful city, and the people worshipped there as gods. They created new progeny of their own, the fourth that came from his line. They feared the Jihad, the prophecy of Uriel, and it was forbidden for these children to create their own of their kind. This is the power the elders kept for themselves. When a child was created, it was hunted down and killed, and its sire with it. The doors slam closed to the room like. You start to hear the whispered voices become very discordant as they start to mumble and speak and rave and scream. On a side note, our dear friend who can see the shroud, how's that going for you? I'll tell you how that's going for
Yeah,
you.
you're gonna be like, lose 5 willpower. You know, like,
No, that would be mean. However, there are now surrounding you, stepping out of the stained glass windows on the other side. There are a whole bunch of ghosts.
specifically, what kind of ghosts?
They appear to be
Apple flavored.
delicious apple-flavored ghosts.
Yes.
Roll me your intelligence wraith lore, because I did give you wraith lore. I remember doing it.
Okie doke.
I should have just stayed in bed this morning.
Oh. Sorry, I saw like a bunch of 9s and I realized there's also 2 1s. I got 1 9, so 1 success, I suppose.
I'll give it to you. These are wraiths who have been lost to their spectre. This is about to get very messy.
Alright, I'm just gonna shout to the rest of the people around here. There are wraiths and apparitions appearing from the windows.
I'll give this to you as well because you can see it. As they start to materialize into a visible spectrum wherein everyone can see them, there is a tendril of energy that is linking them to the window they came from.
Smash that bitch.
So there are currently 6 windows that exist. At this point, I'm going to ask you guys to all roll me initiative.
Oh,
One sec. What am I wearing? What is my score? It's pretty good.
I mean, Bishop, fucking get your fucking celerity ass out of here.
I'm just thinking, like, I'm like pooling over my entire necromantic knowledge. Like, come on, there's got to be something
Oh
here.
my god, are you serious? Lamau. I'm boosted though, so I can have fun with that.
Thank you for existing, Bishop. Thank you.
There we go.
D10 plus.
Yeah, the sheriff is just going at a leisurely pace. A leisurely pace. He doesn't need to rush things. He knows he can just move like a blur. There's no point, you know.
I'm having a bit of a brain fart. How does one roll for initiative?
It's
1d10.
1d10. It's 1d10 plus your dexterity and wits as a number, and any celerity you have. So, like, you know, if your wits are 2, your dex is 3. That's plus 5, plus any number of things you have.
I was going to ask the exact same question.
It's 5.
Okay. Well, I'm going first.
I believe I the person who's going in the 20s is going first. 21, I think, is the highest one.
Nice. Oh Lord, he coming!
I go last. Fabulous.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna keep me down. Oh.
Once again, I need to stop the game just to thank Scott for existing.
Well, you know, when you're about to be devoured by rays, you know, keep things jolly.
And other things ending in Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Spudgun, I believe you are universally up.
Oh, nice.
The wraiths basically start to come into existence that you can see. There are currently about 12 of them, give or take. There are 2 per window, and there are 6 windows.
Yep. Shall we get like an actual proper order down so that everyone's not jumping over each other?
Yes, I nominate someone to.
In fact, I'll type that out myself.
Hooray!
All right, so type in what I can see and I'll just add them in. Sorry, Nathan, what's your character's name again?
Samuel.
Samuel. Okay, and then we have 16. Anthony's character is Richard. That's number 15. Wraiths. Naughty Wraiths. And 9. Am I missing anyone?
I don't know if you got me at 16.
Connor, yeah, I've got Emily in there. I've got Spudgun, Samuel, Emily, Richard, Francis, Wraiths, and Connor.
Ryan, me.
Okay, Ryan, what have you got?
I've got 18.
18.
And we have Connor, who is going on a 9. Poor boy.
Right. Between Samuel and Ryan, I'll let whoever decides they want to go for, but who wants to go first between the 2 of you, but the order that we've got.
No, thanks.
Is that good?
Seems to me. Except it's, what was I going to say? Who's Richard?
That was Anthony. Is it Richard or...
It's Bruce.
Bruce.
No, man. I'll just redo that and I'll just put Bruce.
Yeah, you were thinking of Richard the Lionheart.
Yes.
Right.
All right, so Spudgun, you are still up first. Do the thing.
Spudgun is going to... Hang on, let me double check. I don't know if you can actually do this. I have to apologise for me coughing.
The answer to can you yeet a wraith? The response, you can try.
Local man pisses around with shroud mastery.
Well, unfortunately, Spudgun doesn't actually have that particular power that allows him to literally eat wraiths. I think it's like a certain necromancy path.
Yeah, there's I think a 4 humans path allows you to consume upon the wraith.
No.
It's the Vitreous path.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It's the one that the Nagaraja have.
Yeah.
I think Spudgun is going to spend for. He can spend 2 blood, 2 blood per turn. So I reckon he'll, because I know that with the number that we have here, he's probably going to take a hit or 2. So we're going to spend for Fortitude and Skin of the Adder to start off with.
Okay.
All right. Let me double check. Yeah. And yeah, would it be possible for him to try and go for a grapple on one of them?
You can attempt to. Basically, what will happen, and I'll let you know this because then it is at least a good earmark for other PCs. Spudgun will race towards one of the wraiths in an attempt to physically grapple his opponent. However, you will see his arms and his arms and his torso physically melt through the wraith before he basically spins around, unable to grasp it solidly. The wraith reforming almost instantly.
I wish I had a devil stick with me.
Well, just to beat them to death with your pip cane.
No, a devil stick. You know, like one of those bones you could smack spirits with. You know, like you'd be like, Go away, spirits! You
It's-
are not
it's the
supposed to
ghost.
be here.
It's the ghost killing Pimpcane.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's killing Pimpkin. All right. So unfortunately, but hey, you've learned a valuable lesson. Samuel, you are up.
Okay. So can I see they're attached to this window? Or to the window?
If you've got no, it's only one player could see it because they were looking through necromantic shroud. Though he did shout that they're basically drawing power from the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Can I pick up something like that lectern and throw it through the window?
You can pick up one of the pews and throw it through a window.
Yeet a whole pew.
Okay then. If it looks like it's pick up a ball.
Yeah. What is your strength?
My base is strength 2, potence 2, and also I can pump it with blood this turn as well.
Yeah. So I mean, if you raise your strength to, we'll say realistically, if you raise your strength to 4 plus the raise your strength to 5 plus the 2, yes, you can yeet a bench.
Yeah, if I could do that one turn, fine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can. All right, roll me your strength plus your athletics, please.
So I pump the strength by 3, and then roll that with athletics is that, and standard diff.
Standard diff.
Let's spend a willpower.
Cool.
Because fumbling with benches is bad. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backland of 4 plus the willpower is 5 successes.
All right, so roll me the damage of that. So what your strength is currently 5 plus 2 from the potence, so that's currently 7. So that's 5, 6, 7 plus your rollover successes from that, which is 4, is 12 plus the damage of a bench, which I'm going to say is 5. So roll me 18. Roll me 18 dice of damage.
18 dice. Okay, I'll
18 dice.
8 to 18.
18.
Okay, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The mirror shatters dramatically. There is a blazing burst of light. If people would like to please roll me their stamina to avoid being blinded.
Oh,
Is
Lord.
that stamina plus fortitude?
Yeah, stamina plus fortitude.
Okay.
Yes.
Just yeah, I mean it's you with your fucking. I have all the fortitude. You go home. Just go home.
I don't like dying. What the fuck?
I feel so attacked right now. Why? I didn't want to die.
Oh, God, I made it.
So,
Is this a soak roll or not?
No, it's just basically seeing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's standard diff.
3 for me.
Cool.
Pause it.
Beg your pardon?
I pass it.
Cool. I think the only person who has failed is poor blind doctor guy. Who's like, my eyes, my eyes.
I'm blind and I'm last. I may as well have just not got out of bed this morning.
All right.
Screw
So
you, Raves. I'm going home.
you will, however, see that as the stained glass window shatters, 2 of the wraiths scream, and they also shatter.
Okay.
Next is over to.
Sorry, did I need to declare celerity for this turn?
No, you didn't.
Should I have, or...
Well, you'd spent all the blood points you could spend to raise your strength. So, oh no, you have 1 left in theory. Yeah, you can spend for celerity if you'd like.
Well, I've got 2 left because I could spend many a turn. Yeah, I'll spend 1 blood on the celerity action. Yeah, fine.
Cool. Then we go down to Bruce.
Okay.
Actually,
So
no, sorry. My apologies. I fucked that up, sorry. My apologies. We go to Ryan. Ryan is next.
okay. I was thinking of using Shroud Mastery, but I don't think it would have any effect because they've already, come into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could try. I'm not going to be able to pick up a pew and smash the window. but like I could try to activate Dead Hand and then like punch one of the ghosts. So
Which necromancy paths do you have again?
Path of Ash, Path of Sepulchre, and Path of Bones.
Sepulchre is the ability to create fetters, isn't it?
Sepulchre's controlling wraiths.
Yeah, I don't have the third in Sepulchre, so I can't command a wraith, and even if I did, I would have to have an object of theirs to burn.
That's fair. So, yeah, do you want to act a dead man's hand and literally punch a wraith?
Yeah, I'm about to, like, just bitch slap a wraith. All right,
local man punches wraith.
Yeah.
Very good. Activate your effect.
Player spends a point of willpower, rolls wits plus occult difficulty 7. So wit speed 3, occult speed 3, 6. Yep, that worked.
Roll your pimp slap.
Yeah. See, I don't really know if this is actually going to have any real effect on a wraith, except for him to be offended. Because I have one.
You can physically strike him, so he will feel it.
I have a strength.
A singular strength.
I have a whole strength. It's just like the most wet noodle, like, yeah!
We'll roll your dexterity brawl.
Okay. I would be surprised if the wraith knew that I could do this.
It has not got an idea.
Oh. I don't believe I got a success there because the botch cancelled one out.
The one can't. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, you flail and miss. Like,
I was just like, activate Dead Man's Hand! And I just like came over that all cool and shit, and then just missed completely.
Oh well. Next up is
Emily.
Yeah,
Emily with 4 strength and 2 potence. Can I throw a bench at a window?
Yes, you may.
Right. Then she is going to spend 1 blood for that. I'm gonna roll. And that was it strength athletics?
It's strength athletics, yeah.
No, that's not good. I have 1 success.
Okay, it is still going to be your strength plus your potence plus the table or the bench, which is 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You put a very deep crack in one of the mirrors, and you can see the wraiths start to show glimmering light from in between their body. However, they have not the mirror. Sorry, not the mirror. The stained glass window is not itself shattered.
All right.
Okay. Next is.
And I'm going to spend a blood for celerity, by the way.
That's fine. Next is Bruce. Now it is Bruce. Bruce.
All right. So, how many stained glass windows are left?
There are still 5 stained glass windows, one of which appears to be quite badly damaged.
All right. So I'm gonna lift a pew and I'm gonna throw it at the window.
The damaged one or the non-damaged one?
Can I like do it long ways and catch all of them?
No, they're too far. They are not too close together to do that.
Oh, all right. So I guess I'll just throw one and aim for one that's already cracked.
Okay. Approaches the question: how many pews are there in comparison to windows?
Behold my wonderful picture.
We're running low on ammo, guys.
Well, there are many pews. There are like 20. There are like 20 plus pews.
With how useful I'm being, I wouldn't be surprised if one of you picked me up and threw it at the window.
Okay, there are 20 pews.
Because I might whiff and then you go into the flames and I can't save you from that.
I'll never make the jump. You'll have to toss me.
I mean, when has a Ventrue ever killed a Brujah? Never.
Let's not talk about history. Moving on. But I pick up a bench and I throw it at yeah, I'll be a team player. One that's already cracked.
All right, roll me your things.
So it's strength athletics.
Strength athletics.
Two successes.
All right, roll me your damage, which is your strength plus potence, etc. And with the base damage of the bench is 5.
Base damage of the bench is 5.
Yeah, the base damage of the actual pew is 5.
Okay. Mm. Okay. So that is 12. That's still frightening.
Do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 damage.
Yep. Another one shatters. There's another blinding flash of light. If you'd all like to, no, you actually know what's coming this time, so you can kind of shield your eyes because that would be painful otherwise.
Just Liam's character with tinnitus. Just oh god.
I've been mean enough to Liam. Don't worry, Liam. You're fine. You're fine.
And I spent 1 blood for celerity.
It'll be like it gets to my turn. It'll be like, what do you want to do? Can I stake myself?
Okay, so next in the little initiative is Francis. Francis. Francis.
If you're talking, you're muted, my darling.
Huh?
Talking, he's muted.
Bishop. Bishop. I'm trying to think of ways to lure. I'm trying to think of ways to lure out a British person.
So we
more
got
pew pew.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a pew. I'm gonna throw it at a fucking window.
You're gonna do what to a fucking window?
I'm gonna throw a pew at a fucking window.
I mean, you have a gun. Why would you throw a pew?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll just shoot it.
Oh, throw the fucking bench. Be a badass. What the?
I was gonna say, in theory, you could split your actions and shoot multiple windows.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna spend a double polarity and shoot every window.
Or you can be cool. The rule of cool.
or I can be a kindred and survive.
Yeah, I'd rather be alive.
I was gonna suggest you throw the gun, but
I feel like this is the philosophy of every clan.
That would be the best thing if the sheriff just stands up and just throws his gun resolutely. Just throws it at the first window. It's
my god! I feel like this is
so great.
It's like the Bruja are like, we want to be badass, and then every other clan is, I'll just live. Thanks. I'm just gonna spend a point of celerity, shoot every window. I'm also gonna put a couple dots into dexterity. Put a couple of dots. That's spending 3 blood.
I was gonna say, see, fucking Bishop, you've learned to do vampire combat from me, which is my response is spend all the blood.
Well, I mean, I'm starting out unboosted, so I haven't learned entirely.
Sales and old blood.
Alright, so I got 2, 6,
Bishop runs the Dark Ages game I played, and he's pretty much used to my warrior set type just walking in with 7s and all of their fucking physicals. Just like, no.
I might be salty.
Why would you be salty?
Oh, I gotta... You killed like 30 military soldiers. Anyway, okay, I spent celerity, so I don't get them. So I just roll the 8 dice. I only get 1 success. I'm out.
It's enough to do paperwork. Do the thing.
Okay. It's a heavy pistol, so what was that again? Let me double check.
That is 6.
Okay, 6 dice of damage. It is.
Oh, I was so wrong with my damage. It doesn't matter.
Do you want to take away?
Ones do not take away on damage rolls.
Yeah, I do 3 damage to one of the windows.
You put a nice little crack in it. Is that your turn, gun?
Yep. I got 4 additional actions after this.
May the Lord have mercy on our soul. Alright, so currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 8 wraiths left. Yay!
Ew.
Somebody's about to get touched in the no-no place.
It's fine. So we're going to start off with the two that are going to viciously assault Spudgun.
Right.
Two successes. And 3 successes. Okay. We're going to just do these really, really quickly because you know what? Fuck it. You're all going to get the exact same pool and they're all going to hit you with the exact same amount of damage.
Oh lord.
Praise me. Well, actually, hang on. So
Can I
two,
use
three,
use
four.
one of my celerity actions to attempt to dodge them?
Yes, you can.
I
One,
thought I'd do
two.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll my dodge.
Rather, they're going to. Two of them are going to attack Spudgun. 2 will attack Anthony. 2 will attack Francis, and 2 will attack Samuel because they're the ones who've damaged the mirrors or damaged the stained glass.
I'm glad my contribution was basically just break the glass.
I mean, if it helps, it was help. Yeah, Bishop, you will dodge clean one of their attacks.
Neat.
The Wraith probably haven't even noticed I'm there.
I mean,
Just on the floor, like yeah.
I mean, to be fair, no one's noticed you're there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Your time will come later.
Sad. Sad days.
All right. So in that case, all of you from the first Wraith attack are going to take
16 points of ag. Okay.
No, you're going to take 6 points of ag.
Yay! So
Those of you who spent fear, fortitude, and such, now is a good time. So hang on, Spudgun, how much fortitude you got?
3.
Okay,
I was going to say 3, and also Serpentis.
Oh yeah, so you can soak with your stam.
Yeah.
So go ahead and soak with your stam.
Okey-dokes.
that's fun blood.
Fucking Bruce just fucking soaks it all. His fucking bullshit powers.
Stop fucking with my shirt, Evan.
I mean, I'm sorry. Nathan, how much fortitude does Samuel have?
I've got 6, but my 6th point is a special power, so effectively 5, I think.
So cool. You will take 1 point of ag.
Yes. And lose
Cool.
blood. Yes.
And Emily, how much fortitude do you have?
3.
Cool. So you will take 3 points of delicious ag. There we go. That's all been portioned out. And for the second one, we'll see where this one goes. Because after this, you guys are going to fuck them up because celerity action.
So was that?
I'll burn another celerity action
one.
dodging.
By the way, can I spend my celerity action to dodge them instead?
You can dodge the second attack, sure.
Yeah. I am burning. I just burned my second action to dodge, so I'll only have 2 additional actions after this.
Sorry, can I just check? Was that both Wraith attacks, or?
No, that was 1, and then the second one will just do a single point of ag that will be eaten up anyway.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Yes. All right then. Okay. I am relatively happy, considering poor Connor. How's it going? Going good? Yeah.
It's going all right.
So there's a lot of noise around you, but you can't really see what's going on. Would you like to make me another stamina check in order to get your eyesight back?
Yes, I will.
Would you like to spend some blood into your stamina to have a higher stamina?
Don't have a lot of blood.
And to think that the senator was like, would you like domain? And you were like, no, fam, I'm good. You're regretting your life decisions.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But when I get home, I'm going to be like, give me it all. Give me everything.
Can I get a cheeseburger?
Oh.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, Connor, you can see again. Everything's slightly sad. All right, guys. Realistically, I've seen how much damage you can do. I am relatively happy because it'll just be a lot of dice and a lot of extra time to say you will smash the mirrors. Is that acceptable to all?
Acceptable.
I'm fine with it.
Wonderful. Something very peculiar will happen when the last mirror is smashed. All of the wraiths proceed to be shattered along with them. However, particularly for our friend, the necromancer, who can see to the other side of the shroud, they don't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, the shards of wraith are intermingled with the shards of glass. Until you see them start to slither along the floor. Literally, you see the shards of broken glass and the shards of wraith slithering along the floor until they start to come together in the center of the floor and fitting together like a jagged jigsaw puzzle.
That's a lot.
Until, beg your pardon?
That's a lot of nope.
Until
Can we
they
like
form.
hit it?
Give me a fucking second to fucking announce shit. Will Jesus?
I don't want it to touch me in the no place. Like, it's about to touch me. Like,
No, until it forms a beautiful sword that appears to be made entirely out of glass and souls. Because some of you can perceive the fact the souls are interwoven into the blade.
Yeah, I'm going to turn on oral perception at this point.
Yeah, huh?
I'll roll it. Do you just want me to roll diff 8 or...
So, to clarify, everybody else saw that as well and can see the sword, yeah?
Yep.
Aye.
Also, whatever enchantment was surrounding the book when the last mirror shattered also broke, and the book is just sitting there.
I go pick up the book.
Okay, it comes away in your hands. Nothing is on fire.
All right,
Hooray!
guys,
It's not
guys,
filled with
I'm
pain.
just gonna drop out because I'm literally falling asleep.
No worries, Peter.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I'll go sleep. That's sleepy time. I'll see you around.
Ciao.
See you, Emily.
So, but there is a beautiful sword that is just floating in midair.
On my aura perception, I rolled diff 8. Should I be rolling that or something lower?
No, you should be rolling it at diff 8 minus your aspects.
Okay, so I get... I only get 1 additional success. I get 3 successes.
That sword is made of souls.
Okay, that's incredibly creepy.
I got 2 successes on that myself.
Okay, that sword is made of souls and glass and terror. Because unlike certain people in this room looks at Chris, I don't want to use the fucking color system.
Inauthentic, artificial, it's fake. Not immersing me in the atmosphere.
I'll fucking immerse you with cold water till you stop kicking if you'd like.
Chris, stop being a bully. No,
oh, gee, thanks for pointing. Just like everybody else, just like, oh, gee, thanks for pointing it out, Ryan. You said it. You're welcome, everybody. You're great, Ryan.
So, does anyone choose to interact with the sword, or are you just going to let it continue to bob there? I mean, people, it's a perfectly good MacGuffin.
I mean, Arthur will just pick up the sword. He's wearing gloves, so hopefully it doesn't annihilate his very being.
Or possess him.
Yeah. Francis, how's it going?
Oh, God. Okay, what's going on?
A spike plunges right through your hand.
Ow.
And it will take a single point of blood.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
At which point, you can feel the suffering of the 772 souls that are in the blade.
Why not 777? That's... This is a shit sword.
I was gonna say it, but...
Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Because I for the record, there is a reason it's 770. But, whatever.
Okay.
Neighbor of the beast.
Right. Do you want me to roll willpower? I assume.
No, it's not overwhelming you, but also your blood infuses into them and they stop screaming.
Oh.
And they start to contemplate, and you hear them in a unanimous voice say, "Yes, master."
Okay, there's so Francis recoils from the blade initially. kind of frazzled, clutches a temple in his chest of one hand and the other, momentarily before looking back up to the blade and then giving it an absolutely bewildered look of what? And Francis will just say, "Excuse me?"
No answer comes from the sword. The only other person in the room who could hear the yes, master, is our good necromancer friend.
I remark, she's like, well, it seems that sword's rather fond of you.
He will. Francis will briefly experiment. He will reach out to the sword again. This time, much more slowly and carefully this time, and will slowly place his hands around it, as if he's trying to determine something.
It will come free. It won't puncture your hand again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honestly surprised that worked, but my apologies, sir, if I may ask for an explanation if you have one. This subject area isn't exactly my purview, he'll say to the necromancer.
It would be a pleasure, but I don't know if I'm able to touch the sword in the first place. Just hold it out and I'll have a look.
Of course.
Right.
He'll hold it out from the end of the blade to the handle.
I will let you make a... I need to go and get a drink, so I'll be back momentarily. But if Scott, if you want to make me an intelligence occult roll, you can.
Okie doke. Yeah. Okay, slash roll.
As that's happening, Francis quickly heals off the pain from his hand, and the wound regenerates. And then he'll realize he'd actually clutched his chest of that hand, and just says, "Oh, bloody hell! I got blood on my shirt. Well, I suppose at least all of this is disposable."
This reminds me of a duckling. It saw you and was like, "Mommy."
I'm hesitant to say whether that is fortunate or quite the opposite.
We shall see.
Although I've sensed that whatever pain these souls were under has ceased temporarily, or at least they're not displaying it anymore.
Yes, it would appear that whatever this was intended to be given to someone worthy. Otherwise, the challenge would not have approached itself in the first place.
All right, so how many successes did you get in the occult check?
What was the difficulty?
Standard 6.
Okay, so 3 successes.
You can automatically tell what that is, because you have something very, very similar, but this is much more powerful. That essentially amounts to a 5-dot memento de morte.
Woo!
It is a collection of fetters.
Oh, that's cool. It would appear that what you hold in your hand is an item of great necromantic power. When used by someone who has significant or substantial necromantic skills, it makes the task of summoning and manipulating souls a lot easier. I have one myself, but nothing quite as powerful as this.
Francis looks somewhat amused at the explanation.
Tell me, do you have any kind of necromantic capacity?
I'll leave that to the purview of Giovanni. After all, I would not wish to be stepping on any toes now.
Well, the Giovanni aren't here. They never will be.
Sassy.
If they wanted to come here and poke around the place, then they could have sent one of their own, but they did not. I would say that as far as I'm concerned, it's yours. Well, yours to do what you will with it. I would certainly get some use out of it. Might even grant you a boon. But it might be attached to you. I have not the foggiest at this moment in time. More research would be required.
Hey, Evan.
Yes, dear.
I flipped through the book.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
I kind of saw that one coming.
You are holding in your hand one of probably only 4 practically complete volumes of the Book of Nod.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, heresy. Nice.
That's heresy.
Did you go through my house and start taking everything, Evan? Like, you literally just like, yes, I've got one of them. Got one of them. Like, you just like, it's like, okay, so what does Scott currently have? I'll just make a better version of that everybody else has.
I was going to say, but instead of not having it, everybody else can have it.
Evan,
Yes.
if there's anything else that gets brought up, can I make a hazard to guess that it might be in my room?
What do you mean?
I'm just going to wait to see where the scene goes, and if anything else crops up, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Scott, I'm not. You're not the only one that has weird things in your house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally looking at my copy of the Book of Nod right now.
I shall consult the grimoire. But yeah, no, I've got like a partially complete one in the.
It's situated right next to Revelations of the Dark Mother.
Yeah.
All
That's a spicy book. I need to like go through Blood Magic again and pick up some cool indie ones. I have a cult library like for this character, and it says you're allowed to have, you know, partially intact books of Nod and kind of that malarkey.
You lucky bastard.
I'll put the book in.
I'll mute myself. Carry on.
I will not be disclosing what's in my house.
Book goes in my breast pocket. We don't talk about this ever again.
What exactly was the request of our prince regarding this chantry?
To eliminate the old individual Aisha.
Well, I would assume that any objects gained during such a venture would be obviously entitled to those brave enough and willing to venture into such a situation.
Well, we ventured forth to gather information. We appear to have acquired quite the trove of valuables, but information on the individual is still somewhat scarce.
Isn't there an Auspex ability that someone can do on like objects to gain an inclination about the person?
Yeah, I'm not doing that on a sword bound by 700 plus souls.
Yeah. Does anybody have a date of birth for this character that we're supposed to be hunting, or are they too big boy for that?
They're a little bit too big boy for that.
Well, I could have, you know, if we had have done that ritual to predict the next action, but.
Dear Lord, if you love me, let somebody do the Spirit's touch on the Book of Nod. It's all I've ever wanted.
No. Just like local man overdoses.
Stop being a bully, Evan. Moving trying to make another conversion to the Sabbat. We just left that venue.
Mistakes were made. Anyway, the large double doors at the other end of the hallway will in fact swing open.
And we're walking.
I suppose we are free to explore the rest of this building.
I shall inform you if any apparitions appear once more. But for the time being, I suppose we should press on.
Yes, indeed. Let us move forward.
So, good time for me, guys. So, thanks, Nigel.
Night.
Okay, see you later.
far he goes. Yes, I suppose everybody walks out of a room and to the rest of the building.
There is a very large. There is another staircase that leads up.
Yeah, actually, before all this, Francis will attempt to do a quick search for the rest of this room just in case. This guy is obviously incredibly dangerous and intelligent, so shouldn't really leave any stone unturned.
Connor was going to hang back and check out the room.
Well,
sorry, I think I actually did put 5 in Memento de Morte.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, it's just as good as yours.
Sweet. It's always nice to have spares.
Just run around dual wielding.
Yeah. I mean, that is a neat ass sword regardless.
Indeed.
You would assume, and actually I'm going to give you this, you'd assume that is Aishar's Memento de Morte, and the reason it is like that is so if you ever had to break it out of the glass, it's portable.
Oh, that's so cool. That is so I'm sorry, I'm like nutting myself at the moment. Like I've got some shitey floorboards made out of a slave ship. This dude's got like magical wraith windows that turn into swords,
and he has no idea how to use it.
Yeah. He has no idea how to use it.
I mean, he can swing it, I guess, but
yeah. I feel like Ryan's just standing there looking at the sword, like, I want it.
Yeah, I'm just like, gib.
You know what the best part is? You see that Francis already has a sword on his person. This is a spare.
Nice.
I'm so tempted to say roll frenzy right now, but I don't want to be that guy.
If you wanted me to tutor you in necromancy, I'd be happy to do it for a small price. For example, a sword.
All right, guys. So you will eventually, those of you who are searching, it won't actually take much, and you could have walked out without seeing this. You will see seated on the just to the left-hand side of the altar, in a small alcove, this person. Though their eyes are closed and they don't appear to be active.
Do I recognize this person at all?
No.
Do I have aura perception up? Are they currently canine?
No, she has no aura.
She has none. Okay.
Oh.
Well, this is interesting.
They possess no aura, which means they're likely a corpse, or their soul.
You've only got a long stick.
You poke it, the skin moves.
They're not decayed in any way, are they?
No.
Are they actually living? Sorry, I say living. I mean, like, are they actually organic, or are they just...
You have no way of knowing. You could try and find out if you like.
At least look organic.
If they look organic.
If this entity is dangerous, it's likely because they'd be an automaton of sorts. They possess no aura, which means they're either deceased or their soul has been displaced. So,
perhaps it's a vessel.
Possibly. I could see if I could gather some information.
If it's a dead body, I might, like, real shit right now, just do Cloak of Hades and then just go into it. That way I can open all the doors we want.
I mean, touch it with your dick if you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna spirits touch it.
Just the tip.
I was joking. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, Evan, I'll spirits touch this body.
Okay, cool.
What's the difficulty? Because it's completely variable.
It'll be difficulty 6.
I get 5 successes.
All right.
So yeah, Francis takes a knee and simply places his second and middle finger on the forehead of the individual and slips into a trance. Oh shit!
Well, your spirit's touching it, so I kind of have to give you information, and he appears in the information.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing. That is a good thing, I think. Well, I know things now. It's good.
You will see, you will hear a lot of banging, like as in very, very loud banging noises on the door. And you will see Aishar walking with this girl, his hand in hers, and he will place her sitting down there, and he will say, in a very low voice, now, my dear, there's no need to be concerned. I'll return soon. I promise. Yes, I promise. And you will see him remove an amulet from around her neck, at which point her body just goes, her head just kind of slumps forward, and it appears as if she goes to sleep, as she is now. He will then turn and he will place the amulet under a loose, under one of the slabs of marble that are directly in front of the altar where the chapel should be, before he will take his leave.
Under the marble where the chapel should be.
No, under the marble just in front of the altar in the chapel.
Oh,
Someone's like hacking into the database.
I'm hacking into this. I'm hacking into Aisha's past.
I'm in.
Yes. So, upon seeing this, did he give her name? Because I think with 4 6+ successes, I also get a name.
Interestingly enough, no. The doll or the body doesn't have a name. At all.
Interesting.
However, you get the inkling the necklace, or what is in the necklace, does. But you don't know it.
That's sounding like a feather.
Okay. Francis emerges from his trance. About 30 seconds. He'll stand up. And he'll say, "This person possesses no name, but they were guided here by Aisha."
Is it a person?
Not entirely sure. Aisha removed an amulet from her after trying to comfort her. When the amulet was removed, she, fell into the torpid-like state we now see. I know where the amulet is, however.
I would expect that to be perhaps a vessel for a spectre, but this is only speculation in of itself.
Possibly. The being appeared concerned, which may not mean it's immediately hostile. It's certainly not like the other beings we just fought. At least I highly doubt those things appeared immediately aggressive. This one appeared to have a semblance of fear, innocence, something akin to that, but I can't be certain.
All right. Well, have you any idea of the time in which this took place? Perhaps our arrival might have been the thing of our concern.
You don't think it was your arrival, but you think, bear in mind, Aishar was arrested here. So more than likely when Clan Tremere came for him.
It is more than likely this occurred when Clan Tremere made their way here to make their first attempt on him. It likely wasn't our arrival, but I cannot be completely certain. I'm not given a precise date when I use this ability, I'm sure you understand.
Absolutely.
It wasn't too hard to tap into the past of this item, which implies that there is some degree of recency to it.
So that's just to give Connor, would you like to roll me an intelligence medicine check as you look over the body?
Yes, I can do that.
Perhaps it's a strong emotional connection that derives this strength.
Possibly. I did detect concern from the woman in question, but not particularly strong. We'll have more answers, I believe, when we find this amulet.
That was an alright roll, except for the 3 1s that I got.
I'm stealing all the successes today, I think.
Oh wow, that was made of sad. Um, yeah, no, she is entirely a person. What are you talking about?
I may as well just walk off into the sunset at this rate.
No. You may as well walk off into the sunrise, though. I'm only joking. It's just bad dice luck. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Just one of those days. Thinking.
Yeah. So, what do you guys do?
Francis
Actually,
will.
I just realised. Sorry, carry on, man.
Oh, sorry. Francis will just say, "I believe the amulet was around here. At least this is where I should put it in my vision. It's possible it could have been moved since then. He'll begin to scrounge around by the marble.
Mm-hmm. The marble comes loose in your hand.
Ah, here's what I'm looking for.
You will find a black box inside, in which there is a rather beautiful amulet that appears to be made of a ruby in the shape of a heart.
Oh yeah. When he goes to pick up the box, he put Francis because he took his gloves off for the spirit's touch. He puts them back on. For a multitude of reasons, not actually just for his own safety, but to also preserve any emotional resonance that may rest on the item.
That's fine. On a side note, for a necromancer friend, there's a soul in there.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Is it possible this was a lover from his mortal life?
I'm not sure. By the time Aisha had committed his crimes, he'd left his mortality well and far behind him.
It's truly strange the distance that people will go for a loved one.
True, but considering the entities he serves now, they're likely nothing more than a tool.
May I see the amulet for a moment?
Of course. With oral perception, I'd also notice there's a soul in there, right?
You get the fact, not necessarily that there was a soul in there, but you get the fact that it has an emotional feeling in the sense that
yes.
it is currently concerned.
The soul within carries the same emotional resonance I detected from the body.
It would appear to be perhaps a vessel for a soul, like I had assumed originally.
Yes. It appears your hypothesis was correct. I'm not sure if I could contact this soul, but I know I could try and acquire any information from the item.
We're not aware of its name.
Although this is all very fascinating, we do have a mission, and let's not poke the body.
Perhaps it could lead us to Asha.
Again, we could also look.
We can simply retrieve both from the mansion and have this play out in a more secure environment. I do agree we should perhaps not do this here. It would be we are in hostile territory. We can easily just remove the body and the item and perform whatever act we need to in within more friendly domains.
Okay. Is the body there a dead body per se?
I mean, how are you checking?
Like, as in just in terms of, like, if I were to try to use, I don't know, tremens on it, for example, would it work?
Use the power and see.
Okie doke. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I can use tremens on the body to make it, do something when, for example, if somebody comes to take the body away while we're not here.
Though surely the body's useless without the amulet.
No, but we may be able to get straight up answers with the individual inside the body. We also may be able to investigate how the entire process functions.
You're also assuming that that body isn't anything malicious.
Oh, no, I'd have this plant in an entirely secure environment where we can predict and anticipate such hostility. After all, this individual is involved with a red list. No chances should be taken.
Understandable. Well, for the time being, we should probably press forward. I might be inclined to put a certain alarm system in place, provided it is a dead body, of course. Because we cannot bother to leave somebody with the body. That would only risk us being separated.
Yes.
All right.
Well, the amulet is clearly the most valuable artifact here that we can take with us, and it is more portable anyway.
Yeah, we can find a different vessel later.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, important question. Are you guys attempting... So basically, right, you guys are now leaving with the amulet and leaving the body behind, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The amulet will stop at a certain point about 20 feet away from the body and will not move.
Shit.
The body will be physically dragged towards it.
Ah, interesting.
I bet that looks hilarious.
It rather does. She stands up and takes a step, but the eyes are still closed.
Well, that's terrifying.
Well, we may have just found our way to transport the body.
Quite
This is
convenient.
I was going to say, I'm going to give the poor unfortunate doctor another medical role here, in order to ascertain something about how she stood up, because it's actually blatantly obvious.
Evan, I just realised that Spudgun actually has a dot in medicine.
That's cool.
Maybe the body's still alive.
Possibly.
Two successes.
Hooray! If she had jerked up in the way that she had seen there, it would have shattered her spine. So clearly she is not necessarily a person, in the sense of the body is not made of flesh and blood. Or if it is, it's much more durable than it should be.
Well, that's not natural.
Nay.
What do you mean by natural?
What do you mean? I'm not. I am
Well,
not a doctor.
Any sort of body of flesh and bone would have been shattered moving at that speed. That is not a human body.
Oh, so it is an automaton. Interesting.
Yes. That.
At this point, you will see the automaton starts to walk forward and extends its hand. It doesn't do anything else. It just walks forward and extends its hand.
Evening. Shake hand.
No. It's not extending its hand. It has its hand up as if it's requesting something to be given to it.
Give amulet.
Ah, so it's like give rather than shake hand. Okay, makes more sense.
Insert coin, receive bacon.
Insert credits to continue.
I feel very uncomfortable now.
Extremely.
Francis does not possess the amulet right now. It is currently in the hands of somebody else.
What do you think, gentlemen?
Put it back in the box. We can do this later.
Perhaps we can, but I don't feel like being jumped by an automaton with unnatural dexterity.
I mean, you know what? I've said my case.
That's actually true. It is already moving without the amulet.
Yeah.
You get the feeling it only moved because the amulet moved a certain distance away from it.
Perhaps we hide the amulet in a different place. An area that the current owner will not know.
I'll be honest, I do not wish to leave that amulet behind. It contains a soul directly connected, directly affiliated with Aisha. That is potentially extremely important evidence and could provide us a great deal of information on how to stop him in his schemes.
Well, if you are so concerned, take the amulet. You carry it.
I'd be grateful. Thank you. And
Francis, as you take it, it turns and it extends its hand to you.
So aura perception is still up. This automaton still does not possess an aura, does it?
Nope.
What about?
And I'm going to.
Though the aura in the amulet has changed, it is now slightly perturbed.
I can't use telepathy with this thing, can I? Because it's not really a person. It's.
Oh, you can if you want to. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay.
That may be useful. I'm not trying to necessarily tear information from its mind. I'm actually just trying to make contact. So less traumatizing, more more diplomatic. And Francis will actually just say to the group, one moment, I am going to embark on a brief experiment. I may be able to ascertain the motivations of this individual. And yeah, he will engage in telepathy, which is intelligence subterfuge, difficulty of the subject's current willpower points.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna.
It currently has willpower 9.
Oh,
You can, however, spend a point of willpower to automatically succeed.
I will do that. Yeah. I got the 1 success anyway. Screw you, dice. I mean, thank you, dice, but you know what I mean. You made me. You tricked me. Monkey's ball. Yes. So he gets effectively 2 successes, not to break into her mind or read her thoughts, but to make contact with the mind itself.
I'm curious why it is you're attempting to abscond with me.
You have a direct affiliation with a very dangerous individual.
I would argue that you are all dangerous individuals, so it is that is a point of perspective.
This one far more dangerous.
In your opinion.
No, quite factual. If you do indeed know the full extent of what they're planning, but that's neither here nor there. In fact, I would actually be inclined to ask, do you know the full extent of what they're planning, and particularly the individual known as Isha, whatever he names himself.
Isha. Yeah, you were talking to me while I am still encapsulated in this stone. If you would be so kind as to reunite me with my physical form, I would be very grateful. Use your sense of logic. If I was meant to defend this place, then I would be defending it. If I was seen as something that was valuable, that should have been protected, I would have been protected. Simple fact is, I was left in plain sight because I am not a threat. This is still the case, and I would very much rather not, frankly, be incorporeal for any longer.
To be fair, sometimes the best place to hide is within plain sight. But you make a fair point. You do understand, however, that as far as all of us here are concerned, you see Francis glance. Everybody sees Francis. Francis glance back towards the group, but he doesn't say anything. You understand that we are in what is essentially enemy territory, and already have experienced quite a significant degree of danger.
Yes, however, if you want to get access in order to understand, I recommend that you at least show me some civil courtesy. I know how to unlock doors you don't.
We just walked into.
Oh, the two of them are having a telepathic conversation.
Yeah, everybody sees Francis kind of pause. His head kind of tilts back with an sort of motion as a slightly sly smile. if you'd be willing to help us in our investigation and divulge whatever information you have about Aisha, I would be willing to reunite you with your body. Obviously, we are not here for you or to make your life difficult. We're here to gather information on a being that threatens our existence.
I haven't been alive for a very long time, so the point is moot. But yes, I'd like to understand the existential nature of my existence and would like it to continue.
I can't really read her minds to verify the authenticity of her words, but I will make an empathy check just for the sake of it. And what is her aura right now?
Confident, yet confident and slightly impatient.
Don't tell me much. I could go either way. She could be getting desperate. She could also be nervous because I basically hold her in the palm of my hand. So yeah, I'll just roll the empathy, and I botch. Shit.
She is totally genuine. Everything she said is totally the truth.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Don't you have that Auspex one that allows people to tell if you're fibbing?
Yeah, I don't know how you want me to apply that.
What
Because technically that would reduce difficulty to the minimum if I...
Yeah, but you know what you don't do, Bishop?
I mean, I've had Auspex up. That's why my aura perception diff was lowered, right?
I know, but you also don't let us use Auspex to lower the difficulty.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if you wanted me to, if you're just importing that rule or not. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
No, I'm importing that rule just for you. Just for you.
Wow.
I'm actually no, I'm not. I will let the book stand because I generally do, and you may reduce the difficulty by your Auspex levels.
Okay, are you sure you don't have to?
No, it's fine. I prefer to play it by the book.
Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I would get a single success.
She does not appear to be lying.
Okay.
She's probably going to be an expert manipulator if she's only been alive for a few minutes.
Francis will say, she is making the argument that she is not a threat because she has been left out in the open, and that if she was here to defend this place, she would have already been doing so. She has stated that she would aid us and divulge any information she has about Aisha if we reunite her with her body, and that she has the capacity to unlock doors that we cannot, but has not elaborated on that.
Out of the goodness of her own heart and journeying, because she's a good lady.
No, I believe it's because she wants to be reunited with her body.
Yes, that's usually the part in the movie where everything goes to shit.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Francis thinks some more on this, and he'll kind of re-engage with telepathic contact. What do you mean when you say you can open doors we cannot?
Well, for example, right above you was Lord Aishar's library, but its locking mechanism is incredibly complicated. And if you enter in the wrong...
Sorry. Gotta compose myself.
Did you just hear the phrase occult library and kind of had a moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need to have a sit down? You okay?
I'm okay, I'm already sitting down.
But people say, and if you enter in the wrong... If you try to open the door in an incorrect way, it will unlock the house's guardian.
I can understand that would be problematic.
Well, considering you know who my master is, you know what my master serves, contemplate what he has guarding his home.
You call them master?
Yes, I do. Because that is what they are. My master has instructed me to show you every kindness and consideration when I was eventually found. I am doing so.
Well, I'm definitely pinging Nab, but I certainly wouldn't put it past Aisha just because.
Very much, he actually showed up in the first scene and welcomed you to his house.
Yeah, but that's because he's like an insane dickhead. It's not because he's a good person.
People rarely do things out of the goodness of their heart.
It's because he's fucking crazy.
Motherfucker,
Anyway,
we pray.
I get 6 successes on my ability to discern this soul's alignment.
She's chaotic evil. No, she's neutral evil. No, she does not seem to be lying to you.
Okay. Then I will relay this information to the rest of the group. I'll say, frankly, this doesn't surprise me considering the actions of Aisha beforehand in front of the estate.
Well, if the worst comes to worst, I would rather face her than this guardian.
Famous last words.
She will pipe up and she will say, if you attempt to destroy me, Lord Aisha has said I may release the guardian.
Oh, it says if I attempt to she says if I attempt to, or any of us attempt to destroy her, she is instructed to release the guardian as well. He says this rather flatly, without too much emotion, like he doesn't say it with fear or an attempt to sort of direct the conversation.
This
However-
is fascinating.
However, he also assured me that I would find a decent home with one of you.
She also says she would find a home with one of us. Or that Aisha said that she would.
I'm just going to lean forward and say, hey, my necromancer buddy, you're like...
I'm remaining silently smug here.
Never mind me, I mean,
shit, look, you got a fucking booking, right, you got a booking nod, you got a magical sword. What's the problem with me having an automaton, eh?
Oh, well, you see, I currently possess the amulet, so it's mine!
I didn't do it, you douche cannon!
You shall be the prettiest automaton!
Internally releases guardian.
Well, she has to give us every kind of consideration, so I'll politely ask her to not do that. And actually give me the guardian.
Please don't release the guardian, because then I'll have nothing for the Demon the Fallen players to do.
Okay.
Well, do us a favour and upload this beforehand. Well,
if we can get into the library, there might be some more pertinent information.
That is true. What concerns me is that this is our path forward, yet it is one that is being handed to us, as in it plays into the hands of the one we are supposed to defeat.
You're viewing it from a very narrow viewpoint. Either that or he wishes you to understand him so that you might come to the realization that he is in fact correct.
Given what I have been witness to, I very much doubt any attempt at a conversion would prove successful.
That depends.
It does not surprise me that he would attempt it.
I tend to find that you tend to grow in your hubris as you age, and he is much older than any of you.
Valid. The emotional resonance Francis has is one of agreement. Completely unaware that he is also horribly guilty of this crime. Yes, again, Arthur will relay the words of this lovely young, well, very old automaton lady to the rest of the group.
You don't know how old she is. Are you assuming her age?
She says she's been around for a very long time.
She's been doing nothing but assume today, so, well, fuck it. Get first into it.
I have assumptions to make.
Anthony, I love you like the child I keep under the stairs and beat intermittently, but keep the fucking cat claws in. Christ.
Completely in character.
I
All right. Would you please inform the soul that relies within that amulet that she will be treated cordially, provided she does nothing to interfere with our investigation?
Oh, well, I would hope that she'd aid it, but yes. I very much agree. As a figure well versed in subjects such as these, do you have any contingency should things go awry? While I would like to supposedly benefit from Miss Soul's goodwill, we have been able to make nothing but assumptions, and this is problematic in and of itself.
Well, it lacks a name or a date of birth or anything that I might bind it by, but I have my methods, and I can assure you that were it to try to betray us, it would fail dearly.
You've also never asked me my name, technically.
Perhaps.
What is
No.
your name?
She points out you've also never asked me my name.
What is your name, by the way? My apologies, I'm Francis.
It is very nice to meet you, Francis. My name is Angela. Angela de Courtenay.
You'll give the name over.
Beg your pardon?
He'll just say she introduces herself as Angela de Courtenay.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt. You're just in the background like, I told you, and when I tell you a long time ago. Like whenever this shit goes wrong, you're just gonna be a background like, I say we give the amulet to the vessel and, well, hope for the best.
Yes, we are in a rather an unfortunate situation where we either make no assumptions and go from there, or we have to make many assumptions and move forward from there. So,
all right. So, Bishop, are you going to hand off the lacrosse or hand off the amulet?
yeah, he will say to. Sorry, I don't know your character's name. Logar.
Oh, Ryan.
Okay, he'll say, I trust your expertise and judgment, Ryan, so in the case that anything does go awry.
It's your fault.
Well,
of course.
At least I have this lovely sword with me now.
Oh, yes, you have my master's sword. That's a wonderful sympathetic connection you two now share.
Oh, excellent.
Frankly, I'm just here for the ride.
Did you inform anyone of that statement? Because that might be important.
Not yet.
Okay.
He will give the information at a later date to the appropriate figures.
Smells like a feta to me.
He'll nod to the group and just put the amulet back on the thing. On the body.
I would also be able to tell if it's a feta, but I don't know, so I'm not going to check.
Okay, so what you guys see is you see the amulet go around her neck. You see her chest, a tiny little heart-shaped hole kind of opens in the flesh, and you can see tiny little whirring cogs of bronze that are there before the actual heart sockets perfectly into the hole there, and the eyes flick open.
Nothing ventured.
I'm instructed to welcome you to my master's house. Would you care to follow me, gentlemen? Would you like refreshments?
My thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, as you wish. She stops and she extends her hand first to Francis and will say, "It is agreeable to meet you properly."
Likewise.
As she grips your hand, you can tell, holy crap, there's a grip there, but she's not exerting the full pressure of it.
This is good.
Very well, gentlemen. Would you care to follow me?
Either way.
Wonderful. She will lead you upstairs, up the next flight of stairs out of the chapel room, and you find yourself in front of a really, really, really odd door. This door is covered in arcane sigils and sigillium. It has no less than 12 locks on the door that you can see, and it basically looks like it has been carved from a bloody red wood, or the door has been treated in so much blood that it has stained the wood a weird crimson color.
Cool.
So, this is the door I spoke of. Would you like me to open it?
I would appreciate it, yes.
Of course. I will keep my word. She looks at the door and she says, "A twinkle in the night sky, far, far away. A golden star I sing with you on the edge of a dream. On this still night evening I sing alone. Tomorrow shall I sing with you on the edge of a dream." And you see the locks undo before the door will very slowly slide open on the creaking hinges. You hear the kind of noise, and you are faced with this.
Ryan's bodily functions briefly resurface as he almost pees himself.
Nut.
Connor will smile.
Good thing there's no Tremere here.
Yeah.
All right. So, welcome to what is essentially, if occult background is a background, welcome to Occult Library 8.
What the okay.
Jeez.
I take 5 dots.
I will take the dots.
You guys do not have the ability to lift all of the dots.
You underestimate me, good sir.
Yeah. Seeing this potence.
I will raise my strength to 10 so I can
I
take
will.
the dots for 3
We
pounds.
will fight with each other. This will be a TPK.
This is what Allo and Aisha wanted all along.
I would suggest we divvy up any kind of discovery we make post destruction of what we are meant to be doing.
Oh, sir, if I may inform you, you can't remove the books from this room.
Why is that?
If they pass the threshold, they'll turn to dust.
I was expecting you to say the Guardian would be released.
No, the Guardian is only released when he is called, and there is a price in his summoning.
Internal
So-
screaming. This is like being shown like the nicest gummy drop you can ever eat, and then not being allowed to eat it.
Like that one episode from The Simpsons.
Yeah, the gummy Venus de Malo.
I've got a question. Okay, before I begin, I've got a question. Who here speaks Latin?
Bingo.
I do not.
Yeah.
I speak it.
Excellent. All right, I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Feel free to come walking through the library. Make up occult books that you're liking. I just need to go and put some fuel on the fire.
Would not.
You could just take out your phone and just start taking pictures of the words and just do it like the cheap freshman way.
Get a yeah. Get the faxing machine ready, boys.
Oh
Click.
yeah.
Click, 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 click.
I will act.
very much like a crime scene.
It's just there, like, I will activate celerity and I will scribe all the book.
Click, 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 click. What does all this mean? I don't know yet. Click, click, click.
It just your phone ended up just saying storage full. Please delete some images. She's got over 6 million of them.
Yeah. Just pop out the SIM card, put in another one, just keep clicking.
Yeah, you'll have to start sacrificing your meme folder.
That's fine. For a cost.
Last I checked, mine was like 2.5 gig.
That's a difficult choice. It's like memes, but ancient knowledge. Memes, but ancient knowledge.
Yes. Except for me, it's in reverse. Actually, let me double check. I might actually have more than 2.5 gig. Yeah, exactly. 2.5 fucking gigs. Most of it's shit.
It's like whenever someone shows you a meme, you just end up like the lion from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like, do not cite the scriptures to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
Yeah.
It has occurred to me that I'm not quite sure what my native language is.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so let's just jump straight on into this. For those of you who can speak Latin, at the center of this room, there are two large glass-covered display cases in which are laid individual, what appear to be handwritten pages of a manuscript. These are painstakingly preserved. There's only about 6 of them in all. And you see them laying on velvet cushions. You see the fact that one of the few pieces of technology in this room is keeping the inside of this entirely sealed against the outside world, keeping it just the correct amount of moisture, etc. So basically, these are very, very high-tech containers that these pages are in. And who has how many people here have Latin?
I do.
Okay, I can read this to 2 of you. A meditation. The concept of the curse of Cain. What if it is that when it was the first of us whom struck down Adam was not in fact cursed via the nature of God, was not in fact laid low by the hubris of the Almighty? However, postulation that the Almighty on the 7th day sought rest, and not just rest, but rest eternal. What if in Cain he had sown the seeds so that he himself could end, finally greeting death, as he had been since the beginning, existence having grown weary upon him? What if in us, in the condition passed to us by our damned grandsire, if he had given us the ability with which to take unto ourselves his power, to transcend the mortal coil and ascend to the realm of the Almighty? If into us could be taken the spark that was all, drunk in that which was all creation, if we could become incarnate of a new divine, a divine rejuvenated via the concepts of our now absent mortality, to such point that we could make the world anew. In the curse, or in fact, the blessing of Cain, if God had created his own executioner.
Delightful heresy.
Tell me, what is the mantra of the Camarilla at this moment in time? I'm confident that y'all have seen at least demons. Why is it implausible that an antediluvian might exist?
Once you become of a certain age, you understand that certain knowledge is better left forgotten and unquestioned.
After all, ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance keeps you alive in the Camarilla.
Less that ignorance is bliss, more than that knowledge, by the reckless and unwise, have created their own damnation and potentially our own in the form of the Sabbat. As such, knowledge is considered damnatio memoriae to but a few. Which basically means, well, you guys speak lands, that means condemnation of memory, i.e. to be excluded from official accounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Makes
guys
sense.
understand what that means in a literal sense, not even just in the concept.
Well, in the case of myself, knowledge is regardless power. But this speculation hardly serves with any evidence.
If this is indeed a library, Evan, is there like a table of contents? Well, that's not what that's called. The name's escaping me.
There's, I think it's called the index it's the index bibliography, I think, or something like that for library. I can't remember the actual name.
There's an actual name for it, but I can't remember it.
There is, for the record, Angelina is just kind of leaning against the bookcase, and she'll say, "My master's wish, well, rather, is to complete another's wish. So he wishes to bring about a new Eden."
How long have you been in your master's service?
I died in the year 789, and I started to serve in the year 790.
What was it like serving under him as he kind of thumbs through the index?
There are worse masters. After all, I didn't want to die, but then again, scarlet fever is somewhat difficult to negotiate with.
I don't recall disease ever asking anyone for their opinion.
Yes, so I got to continue my existence. I was relatively happy with the agreement.
How do you feel about your condition?
I'm alive, or in a manner of speaking, I exist. It is better than the contrary. I'm a realist. Is Lord Aishar evil? That's an interesting question. Probably. I'm also not a fool. I'm not bound by any sycophantial bondings of blood like you tend to do with your own playthings. I see things clearly, but then again, a life is still worth a life.
So being a realist, you never considered why he never embraced you, instead created you into this?
Because he didn't know me when I lived.
Ah.
Also, my master has only 2 childer, and he has no real wish to sire any others. Though I suppose it could be said he has thousands of childer, but then again, that's an entire matter of opinion. Oh, do you not know?
And I confess ignorance. Tell me.
You know those things, those great winged stone creatures the Tremere use as their guardians?
The gargoyles?
He created them.
Oh.
He birthed the first. So in theory, you could say they are all his children.
If you count a monster enslaved by blood as a child, then perhaps.
Is it any different to a man enslaved by man? We tend to do that rather well nowadays, I'm led to understand. Even minus the chains, a balance book is more powerful than a slave master's scourge ever was.
Could you recount the story if you'd be so kind?
The story?
of course.
What story is this that you want to hear?
Oh, about his other children, since we are learning about him.
I don't know it, honestly. He didn't talk about it very much, though I'm led to understand from what limited conversations I've had with him, I've had with him just before he left. You should ask his own childer, Mikhail Ivanov, about the creation of gargoyles. That's why his son was sentenced to his banishment, because they illegally created them here in this building, far beneath us in the laboratory.
If I remember correctly, it was in response to some sort of outside threat. My memory's foggy on the subject, but when assailed from all sides for, I don't know, perhaps removing an entire clan or something of that ilk, you tend to make a lot of enemies. Those enemies tend to be quite strong. Having a giant wall of meat and stone in the way tends to become useful.
Clan Shamir threw back the Nosferatu, the Gangrel, and the Zamisi at the Battle of Chigoris. They learned to fear it. They learned to fear them then. But once again, she kind of moves her hand around and she says, there are many more answers here than I could ever give.
We have not all the time in the world, unfortunately.
No. She looks down at her watch and she says, as a matter of fact, you have roughly 14 more minutes.
And celerity.
Yeet!
And we will yeet today. Wait.
Today, there was a yeetening.
Yeah. 14 minutes of what, might I inquire?
Before this house is reclaimed. Brought into the domain of my master's patrons.
Oh, Lord. Well, let's get cracking.
Picture taking intensifies. Anything else in this room I
can I just like
take and steal? That is not a book and won't turn to dust.
Can I like activate like as much celerity as I possibly can to just skim through some stuff, and then we can decide what it is later?
There is actually a discipline. I can't. There's a Bishop. There's a combo discipline to read very quickly, but I can't remember what it is.
There is something. There is the power you're talking about. I'm not sure it's the one about reading, but I know there's one related to crafting, which is called Hand of the Master Artisan.
And Hand of the Master Artisan only applies, doesn't do that.
I'm going to say, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be really cool about this, because you guys have been really cool, and I'm going to bring this scene to a close. It will end in part 3, so I'm going to end the scene now. All of you will be able to read enough in the library to gain 1 first rank of any lore you wish. The first dot of any lore. Within reason, as long as it exists in the library, and I know what lores exist in this library.
I was kind of hoping for something like a necromantic ritual, but I suppose lore would be neat.
I'll take the first dot in necromancy. Wink, wink.
Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy?
You need to drink blood to get those, unfortunately, kids.
Yeah, lore itself is just like the knowledge of something, I guess.
All right, so I'm going to end the scene here. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.